All right, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are live, and make sure you like the video on the way in. And if this is your first time hearing any of my content or seeing any of my content, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jay, and my YouTube channel is called Tripping with Jay. And we mainly focus on travel vlogs here, and we do informational live streams and entertaining live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got something super duper special to explore and talk about today. And it's actually one of my favorite things to actually talk about because it involves travel, man. It involves travel, it involves finance. Two of my favorite things kind of put together into one live stream. So this is something that is within my wheelhouse. So I'll be able to speak from personal experience, and most of this stuff is coming off the top of my head with just a few bullet points that I have here on the screen listed here beside me. So if you see me look over, I'm just making sure that the stream stays nice and concise and informational for you guys. So let's go ahead and begin. We are talking about a card that will allow you to withdraw money worldwide without any ATM fees. And I think the secret has been out of the bag for quite some time, but you'd be surprised to figure out like who doesn't know something that's very, very obvious to you. So that is the reason why I'm making this stream today. And the card that is the subject of today's live stream is this here. So it is the Charles Schwab Visa card, and this card is magical if you travel abroad and if you are a US citizen. So sorry for everybody else literally outside the US. I'll actually discuss an option for my international people who don't have US citizenship on a solution that will help you withdraw money in or transfer within foreign currencies. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Charles Schwab debit card in detail so I can discuss a lot of the features that this card may have, and a few of them may be interesting to you. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the Charles Schwab Platinum Debit Card by Visa. So we all know Visa is taken worldwide, right? So let's go over just a couple of the things that they have listed on their website first, and then we'll take a look at the other benefits and features. And then I have an entire list here, not too long, of the most important things about this card, and then we'll actually compare it to the other solution, which is called the Wise card. So a lot of people know about Wise already. This is another alternative for US citizens only. So if you are not a US citizen and you're using the Wise system or ecosystem, keep using it. But if you are a US citizen, let me make a compelling case as to why the Charles Schwab debit card is something that you may want to sign up for and use when you go abroad, if not here in the US as well. So first of all, the Charles Schwab card is just like any other debit card these days. It's contactless, right? So you just tap to pay, and you can add it to Apple Pay or Samsung Pay or whatever pay that you use with your cell phone. Okay, and that is everything that they have listed here, right? So they also have debit card security. You have banking and transaction alerts, card lock, unlock, fraud, two-way text messages. You know the whole deal. This comes typical with the majority of debit cards nowadays. Now, let's actually go over the features that are game changers in the finance portion of this this debit card, right? So when you travel international, that is with your typical debit card from like a Chase, Bank of America, and you put it into a foreign ATM that's not even in Bank of America's or Chase's system, right? And you get called what's charged an ATM fee. And that fee could be based on a percentage of what you take out and or just a flat rate. It just depends on the ATM. And if you do this enough times, taking out your money, they're charging you to take out your own money, your hard-earned money, you will rack up a lot of fees, especially if you're a frequent traveler, you're a digital nomad, and you live or reside in a country that's a primarily cash-based society. You're going to rack up a whole bunch of fees when it comes to using your ATM abroad. And believe it or not, there are still some debit cards that have foreign transaction fees.
Bruh.
Yeah, so this card here actually solves all of those worries and or fees. So let's take a look at the features here, and then I'll kind of give you guys a much more concise breakdown of all the features that may be interesting to you. So first of all, when you sign up for the Charles Schwab Platinum Debit Card, there is no monthly service fee, regardless of your account balance. So there are banks out there that actually require you to have a specific amount of money in your bank account in order to not charge you a monthly fee. And with Charles Schwab, you don't have to worry about that. So what I do in this particular situation, I keep about $100 to $200 in my Charles Schwab account. So just in case I happen to want to go somewhere and travel and I need to take out foreign currency, I don't get charged a monthly service fee if I'm happen to not use that card for like 6 months to a year if I don't happen to travel for that long period, right? So the next thing is possibly the most important part, at least in my opinion, is the ATM withdrawals. So this card has unlimited ATM fee rebates for cash withdrawals worldwide. This feature here alone is completely worth signing up for this card. If you are a digital nomad, you're a frequent traveler, even if you travel once a year, because you're going to need cash no matter what country you're going to go to. It could be a Brazil, Peru, Mexico, Thailand, the Philippines. A lot of those places still use cash exclusively. And you want to be prepared and ready to use cash in case you happen to go to a place that doesn't accept card, because those places do exist. So this card is basically free, guys. The bank doesn't get any type of benefit from this. And whatever balance that you do keep in the account, you do get it's not the best interest rate. However, it's better than 0%, and it's better than sitting in your pocket somewhere, like all of this money. So you put a couple $100 in there and you get 0.05% interest, which is, so I guess is okay, whatever. You do have access to checks. So for whoever still uses checks, I guess you get to have no fee for standard checks delivered by regular US mail. And there is no fee. No fees are charged for a check you write that we are not able to pay because there is not enough money in your account. This is another feature where a lot of the other banks will charge you a insufficient funds fee, and then that makes your account go even more negative, right? So this card here prevents all of that. Okay. So the next one is no fee for photocopies of your checks and statements sent by US mail or fax. Let's see, what's another one? No foreign transaction fees for purchases made with your debit card. Super important. You can take domestic wires only for incoming. No overdraft fees, and no fee to use the Schwab bank bill to pay your bills online or on your mobile device. That's cool, right? So no fee for original or replacement debit cards delivered by regular US mail. Free services include travel and emergency services, assistance, price protection, warranty manager, and more. Bro, this card is a game changer. And for you rich folks out there, this is FDIC insured up to $250,000 US dollars. Yo, okay. So I think that's all the important stuff here. I wonder if they can actually send you a replacement debit card overseas. I don't see that option here. So you may have to initially get the card in the US and pray to God you don't lose it, right? But even if you lose it, if you go to an ATM that has tap to pay or tap your debit card to access an ATM, you can still use it from your phone, right? So that's another positive for setting it up with Apple Pay or with Samsung Pay. Okay, I think that's it for the website portion. So I wanted to go over just a short list of the most important things and kind of go give like a real life example of what happened to me, because it's kind of interesting. So I actually used this card in a different country and someone stole my identity. Someone stole the card information from the ATM that I stuck it into. Pause. So the first feature that I want to highlight here is no ATM fees worldwide. This is quite literally a traveler's dream. So you get to go to, sorry, I can't even talk. You get to go to any ATM worldwide, globally, and you pay the ATM fee up front, and at the end of your statement cycle, they'll actually credit back all of those fees that you incurred. And this is unlimited. Unlimited. You could literally go to the ATM every single day and get charged the ATM fee. And at the end of your statement cycle, you'll see all of those ATM fees coming back to you and credit it back. And I've had an experience with this as well. I've taken this card and used it in Mexico multiple times, like a handful of times, right? And I went to the ATM. I'm like, I don't care what ATM it is, as long as it gives me a favorable exchange rate when I decline the ATM or bank's conversion, and I go with the market rate for the conversion without any type of markup. And that's something that is in Latin America. Actually, if you insert your card into the ATM, they ask you to accept a specific conversion rate or decline it. Always hit decline, and the transaction is still going to continue and go through at a much better rate. That's one of the secrets for using an ATM that is not in the US. So that is a little bit of sauce for you guys, right? So with the no ATM fees worldwide, that is the number one feature of this card and the sole reason why I have it. And then the following reasons are just additional cherries on the top, okay? So the second thing is 0 transaction fees. So you don't have to worry about paying anything extra other than just the stuff that you're paying for, right? That's it. It's literally like having a local credit or debit card in that particular country, because you don't pay anything over and above what the sticker price is for whatever you're buying. It's pretty easy to use. You withdraw your cash, pay any ATM fee up front, and Charles Schwab credits it on the back end in a lump sum. So it's automatic. So it's no forms to file. There's no going into the app and tapping which transactions you want a rebate for. It's automatic and it's reliable. I've used it tons of times without any issues. And let's see. And honestly, this card can just be your own currency exchange. You can literally be your own currency exchange. You don't have to worry about stopping at the airport and getting ripped off from horrible exchange rates to the local currency. You get to be kind of like your own bank, and you get the best rates possible, right? So it's extremely practical. It's easy to use. It's free, and it really doesn't have any downsides in my humble opinion, besides being an online only bank. They do not have any branches that you can go into, and if you do want to deposit any money, it has to be through ACH transfers or a wire. So just keep that in mind. If you love going in person into a bank, this card may not be the right thing for you. However, if you are a digital nomad or a frequent traveler, or if you travel once a year, this card may be something you want to look into and check up on, right? So I left a link in the description box. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description box, and you can go straight to that website and apply for your debit card for free. I don't get anything from it. This is just information for you guys to enjoy and utilize and make your travel plans go more smoothly, right? Nobody wants to pay unnecessary fees when they travel because we're probably getting ripped off at the destination anyway, right? Let's see. I think that's it for just explaining what the card does. And now let's do a comparison of the Charles Schwab card versus the Wise debit card. So let's look and see. I should have probably pulled this up. Wise. So you guys can kind of figure out what the Wise card is. This is it here. So basically, with the Wise card, you never have to worry about exchange rate markups or high transaction fees when you spend abroad. And this, my friends, if you don't live in the USA, this is going to be your best option to exchange foreign currencies and or withdraw cash. So it's essentially the same use case as the Charles Schwab debit card. But the only reason why you would want to choose Wise over Charles Schwab if you are a U.S. citizen is because Wise may have a better exchange rate and they're a little bit more transparent about the rate that they have. Besides that, bro, that's it. But if you're outside the U.S., this is the card to get, and it's essentially the same use case as the Charles Schwab. And let's go to the comparison. So let's see. Okay. So the first comparison is ATM fees and cash withdrawals. So the winner here, in my honest opinion, is Charles Schwab, because if you do happen to need cash or withdraw cash very often or unpredictably, the Charles Schwab card wins 10 times out of 10. But if you are withdrawing for like minimal things and not too often, maybe the Wise card is a little better. But let's explain why. So with the Wise card, you get 2 free ATM withdrawals per month up to a combined amount of $100. Damn. Okay, that's okay, I guess. So after that limit of $100 a month, a 2% fee applies plus a small fixed charge. It's about $1.50 per withdrawal. And dude, they hit you with the fees, and they have a daily withdrawal limit of $1,500 per withdrawal and a monthly cap of $4,000. So if you're withdrawing a whole bunch of money, the Wise card is going to be an L for you, just about. And the daily withdrawal limit for the Charles Schwab card is $1,000 per day with no actual cap. So you can just keep withdrawing, $1,000, $1,000, and you don't get charged anything extra for those withdrawals. So the second is the foreign transaction fees. Both are exactly the same. No foreign transaction fees when you use the card for any purchases worldwide. Easy, right? So now comes to the exchange rate. The exchange rate for the Charles Schwab card is closer to the mid-market rate, but typically it involves a small markup, maybe like 0.5% to 1%, which isn't too much, especially if you're making constant withdrawals. It's going to be a lot better than using the Wise card. But on the flip side of the coin, the Wise card is a real live mid-market rate. So whatever market rate that you see on Google, they don't have a markup, and they have a small transparent conversion fee that they tell you right on the app. Okay. And let's see. The next is account setup and cost. I guess we can do this portion here. If you're a U.S. citizen, just go with the Charles Schwab card. If you're a global person, like you're not a U.S. citizen, go with the Wise card. Simple, easy, And if you happen to want to sign up for the Charles Schwab card, it is $0 to get the card and maintain the account. And this is important part too. You actually get a brokerage account for free. So with the Charles Schwab card, you not only get the checking account, you get a brokerage account where you can actually either trade or buy and sell stocks. So this could be your dipping your toe into investing for the first time. You can do your research, invest a few dollars here and there. And this brokerage account that Charles Schwab offers is completely free. You don't get that with a whole bunch of other banks and or brokerages or investment brokerages. You actually pay a fee to maintain that account somewhere else if you are into investing. So this may be an opportunity for you guys to get into investing and start small and watch those investments grow and grow, right? Because right now is the best time to invest while the market's down. It's like all the way down. So right now is the best way to kind of dip your toe into investing for free. And let's see. And the only thing you need for to be eligible for the Charles Schwab card is a social security number from the U.S., right? So with the Wise card, there are some costs involved. So you can open a Wise account for free. However, if you do want the debit card, you will be charged $9. But luckily, there's no monthly fees or no minimum balance. And that is available globally. So this could be great for international people that go all over the world and they don't have a U.S. social. So the Wise is kind of like the only option for you at this point. So we can go with any additional features. Nah, it's good. Let's see. Let me do who is the Charles Schwab debit card best for? And it's just for travelers who need frequent, fee-free cash withdrawals worldwide and don't mind visa rates. And it's also perfect if you are US based and you want a no-fee checking account with ATM rebates. So if you're in the camp where you don't really trust banks, but you do want to travel the world and have cash in those other countries, Charles Schwab may be a great way to go. You put a couple $100 on the account and you can withdraw that from any ATM worldwide for free. Okay? That's the main sticking point for this Charles Schwab card, guys, is that you can go to any ATM worldwide for free. Okay? So let's go over who is a better fit for the Wise debit card. So this is best for travelers who want the cheapest exchange rates. They have multi-currency flexibility and only need like a small cash amount. Bro, it's for people that don't use cash too often in these countries, this may be a better fit for you, but the Charles Schwab is just destroying the Wise card. I'm just letting y'all know that. Yeah, if you're a light cash user, cool. Wise is all right, but go for the Charles Schwab, man. Let's see. I think that's all the most important things here. Let me go to the FAQs for the Charles Schwab card. What's what's in it for me? That's how Americans think, bro. Easy transfers from checking to from your linked brokerage account. No monthly fees. Unlimited ATM fee rebates, no foreign transaction fees, tighter security with card lock, unlock, transaction alerts, fraud alerts, and travel notifications. Easy check deposits with Schwab mobile deposit, free standard checks and bill pay. Cool. Yeah, all the positives, right? Are there any monthly fees for the Charles Schwab investor checking account? No. Easy. Are there any minimum balance requirements for the Charles Schwab? No. Is there a fixed interest rate on the checking account, or will it change? It's a variable rate interest rate. So that's with damn near every bank account, right? You have a fluctuating interest rate. So most banks don't pay anything nowadays. They pay literally less than 0.1%. So it's a moot point at this point in time. So, is it FDIC insured? Yep, up to 250K. If I open an investor checking account, what can I expect to receive? You will receive the debit card within 7 to 10 business days. And you will receive complimentary checks, deposit slips, and pre-addressed postage paid envelopes within 7 to 10 business days after funding your account with a minimum of $100. Whew, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot to say, actually. So about the ATM usage. So this section here may be actually very important. It comes with the debit card. So do I pay ATM fees? Unlimited ATM fee rebates only apply to cash withdrawals using the Schwab Bank Visa Platinum. Who makes up these names, bro? Schwab Bank Visa Platinum debit card. Wherever it is accepted. We just gonna call it the Schwab card, bro. ATM fee rebates do not include fees imposed by merchants or ATM operators for point of sale transactions or fees for stamp purchases, balance inquiries, non-local ATM currency withdrawal fees. What the hell is that? Referred to as a dynamic currency conversion fees. Okay, that's what that is. That's actually the couple questions down. So we'll go over that too before the live stream ends. Or any transaction other than an ATM cash withdrawal from your Schwab bank account. How do I receive the ATM fee rebates for my ATM withdrawals? They refund ATM fees for cash withdrawals using your Schwab card wherever it is accepted at the end of the same month that you used your Schwab card. Easy. They make it super simple. This one here, I think the next 3 questions, this refers to the exchange rate that you get at the ATM. So this is very good technical information, and I'll see if I can break it down the best that I can. If there is like a concept within this answer that is kind of convoluted or very complicated, I'll see if I can break it down for you guys. So the DCC, that's what we're gonna call it now, is a service offered by a merchant location or ATM that allows a card holder when traveling outside of the US to view and accept the amount of their transaction in US dollars instead of the local currency. For example, if you are traveling in the UK and decide to withdraw cash from an ATM, the ATM may offer to perform a currency conversion from Great British pound to US dollar. This is when you hit decline conversion.
Bruh.
Because they are going to take advantage of you financially if you don't hit decline conversion and get the market rate for that particular transaction. So that the amount of the withdrawal is presented in US dollars and your account is charged for the conversion at the rate offered. Regardless of whether or not you accept the conversion, and you guys watch the channel, you watch Trippin' with Jay, this channel, and you know that you got to hit decline conversion, your withdrawal will be dispensed in the local currency pound sterling in this example. Do I need to accept the DCC when the option is presented? You are not required to accept the DCC and the associated fee, as the transaction is optional. There are advantages and disadvantages. What advantages are there, my friend? Because all I see is downsides with the DCC. However, if you accept the DCC, please note that there will most likely be an additional fee that is not considered an ATM withdrawal fee and will not be rebated by Charles Schwab. That's crazy. Does Charles Schwab rebate DCC conversion fees? If you use your Schwab card to withdraw foreign currency from an ATM and accept the DCC, your account will be charged and the fee will not be rebated. Another reason to decline the conversion at these ATMs that offer it, bro. Do not accept this DCC conversion rate. Depending on the specific arrangements that are in place, the exchange rate will be determined by the bank at which you conduct the transaction, the network to which the ATM belongs, or Visa. All right. I think that is the important stuff, man. Everything else is pretty right. Everything else is like pretty much like run of the mill. So it's nothing too out of the ordinary that I see here. Apple Pay, make sure you get it on Apple Pay in case you lose your physical card. Nobody writes checks anymore, guys. But that's great that the option is there, right? That is it, man. I think that's it for the Charles Schwab. This is one of the best cards for digital nomads, for frequent travelers that I could ever imagine. Unless you're like a high net worth individual and you have a bank account that doesn't charge you any fees ever. For my normies, the Charles Schwab Platinum Debit Card is the best option that you can have if you travel and you want to withdraw cash. And I highly suggest, if you happen to withdraw cash in a foreign country, to use this card. Easy. So with all the information given within this past 30 minutes for you guys, I think I need to tell you guys a very personal story. Let's tell a story, man. All right, story time. So I go all the way to Lima, Peru, right? I'm in Lima, Peru. It's 2024, post-COVID. I need some soles, right? I need some money in the local currency of Peru. And I'm on my phone and I can't find a bank anywhere. I'm staying in Barranco, right? I'm staying in that neighborhood. It's a real neighborhood, so it doesn't really have a whole bunch of banks or places to like do commerce, right? So they have restaurants and things like that. That's fine. So I find a bank while walking around the downtown area, and there's a security guard with a gun. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand where I'm at. Like, I am not in the best area right now. And this is outside of Barranco, because Barranco is known as being quite safe. So I go into the bank. I use my Charles Schwab card. I take out the equivalent of like 30 or 40 bucks in Peruvian soles. And a couple days later, I get a notification that my card was used in Spain.
Bruh.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm in Peru, bro. I'm not in Spain. So I draw the conclusion that something must have skimmed my card at the bank's ATM that was enclosed. It was inside of like an enclosed spot. So I'm like, there's no way someone put a skimmer on an ATM that is inside it past an armed guard. But hey, crazier things have happened. But the good thing about it is that I use my Charles Schwab card, and that card only had maybe like $100 or so left on the card, and they used it for like a $200 purchase in Spain, and it was declined. And I received that notification from Charles Schwab. The good thing about it is that they got the card information of an account that literally has no money on it. So that's an L for whoever stole that card information. And that's why it's another great feature to have, to use this card exclusively when you travel abroad, especially when withdrawing money. And people do install skimmers on ATMs, especially in like Latin American countries. I love Latin American countries, but you know, when it gets a little interesting as far as you know, a little shady in the neighborhoods. You go to an ATM, you're not sure if there's going to be somewhere that you could withdraw money from safely, and cool, you got your money, but boom, they put a skimmer on the ATM. They take your card information, and if you use your Charles Schwab card, you're using my rules and not putting too much money in there, and they take the information from a card that has basically no money in it. You get back to the States, you call Charles Schwab, they send you out another card, boom, you're back in business, right? So that is like one of the personal stories on Charles Schwab, like saved my butt, because if they had gotten my like Chase debit card information, they would have had access to a whole lot more money, and I would have probably been out a few hundred, if not thousands of dollars, and I would have had to call Chase to do disputes and go through the whole process of them sending me documents in the mail and doing that whole that whole thing where I have to dispute it. I'm like, hey, I was in Peru, not in Spain, when this stuff happened, and it was stolen at an ATM, and this was the ATM that it was stolen from. Like, I have the location right here. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the hassle. So Charles Schwab all the way when I use any ATM worldwide, especially in some shaky areas that I happen to be in at the time. So I think that's gonna be it, man. I shared my little personal story. We went over that the Charles Schwab card is superior to the Wise card, and the reasons why. Especially if you're a U.S. citizen, do not get the Wise card. Just get the Charles Schwab card and call it a day. Okay? If you are international and you don't have a U.S. social security number, the Wise card is going to be your best choice. Okay? I'll hang around for like another minute or so in case someone happens to have any questions or comments. The chat, I believe, is open. So if you guys got anything to chat, man, let me know. I'll hang out for just about a minute or two here. And make sure you like the video as well on your way in or out if you're watching this on the live. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this on the replay. So make sure you like the video as well. The engagement helps with this video getting pushed out to the algorithm a lot better. So it helps the channel if you guys happen to like the video, like the comment, put a $sign emoji if you made it this far in the video. Just so that we get this information out in the algorithm, right? There's so much information out there that doesn't get to people. Instead, people enjoy mindless content that adds no value to their lives. And they miss content like this that actually helps them when they travel. And they're going to miss out on this if you guys don't like the video and or comment a $sign emoji in the comments. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming through. Made it to the, what is this, 40 minutes? So we're just chilling, man. You guys let me know if you guys got any questions. Let's see. I think Saturday stream this week is probably going to be regarding any my closing thoughts on Brazil with a focus on Salvador and Rio de Janeiro. So I'll probably do my wrap up stream for Brazil on Saturday. So that'll be the topic for Saturday for you guys. And then the following Tuesday will be more about travel news. You guys liked the travel news Tuesdays, so I'm going to keep that going. And yeah, I kind of like doing these live streams, guys. So this is not going to stop. But I'm not going to stop with the vlogs either. So I'm just going to keep pumping out content for you guys that hopefully helps you in the long run, because I know this stuff already, right? I can just continue living my life and know about the Charles Schwab card, but a lot of people may not know, and this information is going to get out there and hopefully help at least one person. So make sure you share this video, and if you learn something from it, or if you know someone that may benefit from this, go ahead and send them this live stream video link or what have you. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it, man. So I'll see you guys Saturday live. I'm releasing another video tomorrow, and that is just a cut up story from the travel news. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on Saturday, man. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna reminisce. I might have like a glass of wine to reminisce on the beauty of Brazil as a whole. And we're going to talk about everything. When I say everything, we're going to talk about everything as much as we can on YouTube. So that's going to be it, guys. If this is your first time here, your first time looking at my content on the channel, my name is Jay. You've been tripping with Jay, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. And just as a reminder, we're doing live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So stay tuned. There's more to come, and there's more vlogs to come on Mondays as well, guys. So y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on